Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Here we are in the 35-degree Fahrenheit weather here in the Western North Carolina, and we are gardening.
Woo!
So, yeah, can you say a little bit about what we're doing right now?
Yeah, so like many of you know, we did the oats training in the spring last year. It's about almost a year ago now. And so we are preparing 3 garden beds, mostly vegetables, interplanted with other flowers. But we're not planting yet, obviously, because it's so cold. But we're starting while the sun is out and we have time together, and it just happens to be 35 degrees. So we're just getting all of our beds prepped in a regenerative way for the spring in a couple weeks.
So, why don't you guys come along with us as we get things ready?
Woo!
So everybody, these are our beds, at least their locations. We've staked them out so that we can kind of see where we're working for now. We just mowed the area. We've prepared some dirt to go over them. So the first thing we're going to do is take some of the leaf mold that I've been generating, that we've been collecting from the yard, and we're going to put that in the beds. So a big part of regenerative agriculture is using what you have. And what do we have a ton of? Leaves. So in the fall, or at the end of the fall, I went around and just raked as many of the leaves in the yard as we could, probably because the yard was overrun. We've got trees there. Put them in this huge pile. We've been trying to put our food compost out here, but we've got little critters, rabbits, gophers, squirrels who've been picking at it. So right now we pretty much just got what's called leaf mold just growing.
So Chase has taken and we're loading up the mulch up there on the hill. And so I'm coming down here and I'm going to mow over the mulch to try and make it a little finer so that this organic matter can break down and become good nutrient for our beds beneath. So after some figuring out the lawnmower, we've got a good method going with it. So I'm going to take what we've currently got in a little bag and spread out the beds.
So Kalli set a lot of the leaves in the bed, so I'm just going to spread them out with the rake. Awesome. Regenerative agriculture, use what you have. So right now, wood's pretty expensive to make our beds, but we have a lot of these sticks from a tree that's got a lot of limbs falling down, a lot of stuff we've cut down. So we're gonna border for now with these sticks so that we can have a good outline for our beds, and then switch over to maybe a more defined bed later.
So while Chase is doing that, I just want to tell you a little bit about regenerative agriculture and just give credit where credit's due. So regenerative agriculture, permaculture, all these principles come from indigenous peoples groups, right? So a long time ago, when European settlers came and colonized America and took land away from indigenous people, there was a huge permaculture, agriculture movement happening among, specifically here in Western North Carolina, the Cherokee people. And so the white man came in and said, whoa, this just looks like absolute mess. We're going to tear it all out and do it up. And so after hearing the stories and voices of indigenous people, we now learn that the practices that are now coming about regenerative agriculture and permaculture are actually indigenous practices that indigenous people have been practicing for thousands of years. So it's really cool that we get to step in and partake in this, but especially being here on native land, on Cherokee land. I just want to give credit where credit's due to the Cherokee people, that we are just partnering in our best American white European settler descendant way with the principle of permaculture to help the land thrive. And a part of that also goes on with our belief that we're here to steward the earth, right? Like, the yard would be okay without us. It doesn't need us to grow, but things come in like ivy, like weeds, and it takes over the life of several plants. For example, that tree right there, that tree is eaten alive by ivy. So it's not to say that nature can't run its course, but we really believe that we're here to help nature thrive and help beauty thrive, and to keep these invasive and parasitic plants out of our garden, and to help bring life back to the soil. So the practices we're doing by putting the leaf mulch down and the things you're going to see continue us doing are not just us sucking nutrients out of the earth, but are giving nutrients back to the earth. And that's really what we're about when we're gardening. Like, we're excited to grow food, but we're really excited to see how this land and this place can flourish. So continuing on with our journey, I just wanted to give a little background to why we're doing what you're doing. What you been up to?
I took big and small sticks from around the yard and I bordered each of the beds.
Nice.
So, part of this is for aesthetics. It's nice so that we can see where all the beds are and know where the borders are, but also it'll be nice to be able to tuck the cardboard underneath to kind of keep that in and have a good shape and coverage for our beds.
Step cardboard?
Cardboard!
We have been collecting cardboard since we moved in. So we're gonna be using that cardboard we've collected to go over the leaf mulch, and we'll tell you why. So this cardboard is gonna be a barrier from the underground natural world and our overground natural world. And so it is gonna block out sun and this early germination. So that might have been a question you had. Why are you out there so early? We're out here to prep the beds, not for planting, but for soil quality. And so what we're gonna do is, like Chess, we're gonna tuck this under there, and then we're gonna put mulch over it, well, soil and then mulch over it. And that's gonna help leach nutrients down to the soil. This will break down and it'll start to break up our really fat, like globbed clay soil. So the cardboard is our first level pesticide because we're trying to be organic. We don't want none of the chemicals in the garden. So this is our level 1 pesticide. And we'll tell you more later in the season about maybe our level 2 and 3 things we're doing to manage pests. Whew. Woo-hoo. That took a lot more cardboard than we were expecting, so I think we're just gonna get one bed done tonight. But we'll finish it up. We'll show you this one bed, and then we can continue the next vlog showing you the progress of all the beds.
Yeah. So I got this hose because we're gonna wet the cardboard layer so that it helps it stay down, and also so that it helps it break down quicker and gets moisture underneath the soil and the mulch that we're putting. So our next step is going to be taking some of the soil that we've mixed up. It's composted cow manure and some higher grade organic soil and some of our own dirt, and we're going to spread it over this in a nice layer, and then we're going to mulch on top of that to just create kind of a top-down nutrient leaching.
So all this is going to contribute to the health of the soil long term. So the mulch has fungus, and because we want the nutrients to coming up from the ground, so when we say top down, it doesn't mean that we don't recognize that there's also nutrients in there. It's just that we want to make everything nutrient dense.
That's right.
So now we tackle the wood pile. So Chase is spraying down the other two beds in the background just to get them the leaf mulch that we put on it to stay. And we've got one bed done, and it doesn't look like a raised, neat garden bed, and that's okay with us. The regenerative ag way can be super tidy and neat, but we're on the budget, you know? We're using wood chips from our neighbor, sticks from our yard, and we're paying for compost from the store, and that's it because we just can't compost yet. We're getting there. So yes, this has been our step one in getting our garden ready to plant in just a few weeks. Anything you'd like to say to the folks at home?
We did it!
Woo!
One bed down.